for me to pull up this feed. I want to talk a little bit about some of these, we'll say, shifts coming up in the next couple of days. And I'm going to do what I usually do on Facebook here on YouTube, and I'm going to do an energy report and cards. I actually brought dream cards today. So give me a moment to find this video and share it out. So some people can find it. It takes me a couple minutes to get set up on here. I'm going to stay away from talking about some of these global events as we're seeing kind of a lot unfold in the collective, and I want to kind of focus more on what's going on individually with people right now on this feed as well. So give me a minute to find this, share it out like I'm doing. If you're just finding this video, take a second to share it out too. You can go ahead and just leave a comment if you're going to want a card. I brought a couple different kinds. Like I said, I brought the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle, and I brought Dream Oracle cards. So it's kind of like an astral kind of vibes going on today. So I thought I'd do these cards. So I'm about to get started. Just literally leave a comment if you're going to want me to do a card for you. All right. Sharing this out. Take a second, share this out. I'm about to get started. I was just giving it a second so some people can find me on here. All right. It's really important that we are, I'm just hitting random groups, that we are coming together, whether it is, in spiritual groups online. I know that, a third of the planet is actually quarantined right now and probably not allowed to leave their house. That's kind of a big deal. So it's kind of, we'll say, shaking up a lot of people's routines right now. But this could be seen as a positive change in that it could be something that is meant to be a catalyst to take us into something new. I'm going to kind of stay away from the usual topics. I've seen a lot of people arguing about the effects of what is this stuff happening for, and a lot of disagreements going on and things like that. So I'm going to have to do a separate video, not today, on this topic, talking about there are several things that are kind of unfolding. It's not just one thing kind of hitting the collective. This is a combination of this spiritual awakening that we're seeing affect the collective. So we kind of have a lot going on. I'm going to talk a little bit about these energies. Ascension is not a joke. If you are here and you resonate with being on the ascension path, as we call it, you've literally been working many, many lifetimes just to get to this space where you've cleared all of your karma and you're able to, we'll say, ascend into the spiritual. The thing is that I think that there is a attempt to conceal what is actually happening on this planet during this time. I'll just say that there have been forces that have really tried to keep humanity asleep and even off of their spiritual path for a long time. A lot of people have different ideas of what they think is going on. And you know what? Whatever you think is going on in your reality for sure is. We are powerful co-creators, right? Literally, you would know better than anyone. We live in these worlds in our mind that project into the actual reality becoming real. Yes, our entire reality is literally a holographic projection coming from your subconscious. In fact, you are nothing more than a hologram as well. We live in an interactive universe. Whatever we're focusing on or putting our energy into, right, or our intentions into will happen. We will see it in our reality, whether positive or negative. There is a very real attempt to distort our version of reality, putting us all in a, we'll say, unified version of reality. There's an attempt to having us all kind of seeing reality in the same way. It's really important that we're realizing that nothing outside of ourselves can influence our vibrational frequency during this time. I know, toxic people, you're allowing them in your space, right? But people are like, wait, right? But what about all this stuff? We're allowing it to affect us on some level. If we're allowing our frequency to drop, that's something we're doing ourselves, how we're feeling internally. So it's really important as we're going forward with this ascension, because we're only in the beginning phases of it, and we're going to continue to, we'll say, elevate in frequency. We have been on this ascension path since 2012, but a lot of people haven't seemed to notice. But it doesn't mean that they're not on this same path with us. So I think that what is happening is these energies are getting really intense, and people are saying this cannot be from the energies, everything kind of going on. I guarantee it is. I can tell you a story about how last equinox I got pneumonia and was in the hospital and almost died with some of the same kind of things people are now experiencing. I was also on the ley lines in some very high influx areas of energy, and so I can guarantee you that this actually could occur from some of the energies that are coming into this planet. And people are like, well, this must be negative technology like 5G. It must be, this, it must be this, some dark agenda. This is nothing more than literal waves of fifth dimensional energy pouring into the planet. But we're not used to these energies. We started out our journey, navigating the third dimension, which is at a very low frequency. It's very dense, right? And so, our bodies have been used to, we'll say, tuning into a certain vibration, especially a lot of people who have not done a lot of, we'll say, spiritual work. They're probably vibrating at kind of a lower level. A lot of this planet is struggling to get past the third dimension. Most of this planet is kind of at those frequencies and being forced into the fourth. That can be really uncomfortable for a lot of people. When I am a starseed at the least, right? I say I'm a starseed. I am a starseed at the least. And when I was going through my own path on this planet and I was at really low frequencies, it was making me sick and really uncomfortable, right? I had a lot of anxiety too when I was, we'll say, really open to these lower vibrational energies. And now that's happening to a lot of the planet right now. As the Schumann resonance is increasing, people are feeling it. I like to think that we have kind of a collective heartbeat. That's what I think of the Schumann resonance, kind of a collective frequency, and we're all vibrating on the same frequency because we're all tuning into that collectively as well. So when the Schumann resonance is going up and down a lot of the times, and we have these highs and lows with the energies, a lot of people are feeling that. When the frequencies are going through the roof, it's bringing up a lot of anxiety, right, for a lot of people because it's making them very uncomfortable on these different frequencies. It can be really hard for us to be keeping up with Gaia, who is kicking ass at her ascension, right? Shaking everything off. And we're struggling as humans to kind of stay along for the ride and to keep up with these higher vibrational frequencies. I know because I've had ascension symptoms on and off for a few years now as I'm going through this detoxing, purification kind of purge cycle with everyone else. Some people are, we'll say, more sensitive to these energies, but I believe everyone's going to get there and begin to feel these energies more and more intensely. I believe a lot of people are already feeling the effects of these energies and they're just not able to process what is happening to the human body. We have a lot of people who are still, we'll say, in the third dimensional body, right? They're still eating GMO food. They're still kind of doing the same things and at a very low frequency. And what's going to happen when we're adjusting and learning how to live in fifth dimension frequencies? That can be a hard resonance for the body if we haven't activated and upgraded to the, we'll say, fifth dimensional light body. And I know we're losing density as we're going through this process. That isn't easy. I'm someone who really leans into this stuff, right? Leans into this stuff. We can be using these energies to really cleanse us. This is a purification that is occurring. This is serious, right? That a lot of people probably won't make this ascension. People get really upset when I say that too. I posted that this morning, but that's everything I've already been, prepared for. Yeah, we have a lot of healers on this planet. We have a lot of, we'll say, medical personnel, galactic medical personnel. But this is also a choice that people must make to evolve to the spiritual. The people that are just filling themselves material are going to have a really hard time right now because we'll say billions of people suddenly lost their job. And I don't believe they're going back in the sense they believe they are. This planet is going to go through a really big transition, and this is just preparing people for those changes. And change makes us uncomfortable too, right? So we're getting used to these real high frequency waves of energy coming in, and we have a lot of kind of things going on. A lot of people are stressed out. That can be really hard, right? This is the biggest purge we're going to go through from now until May, though. I think we should talk about how powerful the moon is, right? I think these are the effects of the supermoon, which is amplifying everything but pulling out anything unconsciously. We see that these energies are really affecting people with, we'll say, pre-existing medical conditions because they're going to amplify anything going on. If you're already sick, it could make you a lot sicker. A lot of souls will be leaving the planet this year, especially. There is a porthole open between here and the afterlife. A lot of souls will be leaving this experience. Souls not doing the ascension path. A lot of people talk about ascending like we're going to leave somewhere, but it resonates that we're just going to be right here doing this transition, and our body will become lighter and lighter, and it will turn into almost like a light body going through this process. So we're losing density. a lot of people that are doing the work are even having a hard time keeping up with these energies. So we can kind of see collectively where things are kind of, we'll say, hitting a make or break kind of point where people are already, we're choosing to change and evolve, or they might not make this ascension as well, right? But these are things that we pre-planned out. Our destiny, everything about our reality, every encounter, nothing is random. We planned out every little lesson, every little experience, including when we would leave the experience. Since we have this porthole open between worlds, a lot of you guys are noticing that even though the world appears to be crumbling in a lot of areas, that you guys are seeing magic, you're seeing synchronicities, you're being guided, things are aligning. You're having everything that you need. That's important because a lot of people are having a hard time with just the basics right now. With everything that's happening collectively, it's put people really into a different kind of state fast and worrying about basic necessities and things like that, right? We can learn lessons in gratitude from this transition that we're going through. I believe that with this change, everything non-essential, what they call non-essential, has gone. But do we really need these non-essential things? Do we need sports? Do we need celebrities anymore to be influencing us and guiding us and leading us? Do we need all of these, right? We'll say all of these non-essential jobs. Do we need all of this non-essential material stuff? Is that worth having a lot of the planet struggling, right? We can talk about some of these things crumbling. Maybe they weren't so good for humanity, right? Some of these areas being affected. This is forcing the planet to get back to the basics fast, right? Like food, right? Necessities, things like that. It's really going to force the planet to get back to these things. I believe that there's more than meets the eye with things as they're unfolding through the collective, and maybe not in the most, everyone thinks it must be a negative way. This must be bad for us, something awful happening, right? There's rumors about all sorts of things, from the dark to the Hollywood to 5G to the cabal going around. And, you know, that's a very third dimensional kind of reality. It's a really dualistic kind of point of view. I try telling people about my perspective because I've elevated past some of that stuff. And I realize there's a lot of timelines happening at once. And some people may be in a different version of reality than me, right? I'm always meant to be an anchor, kind of assisting people with, you know, we'll say stabilizing their frequency into that of the fifth dimension here as a light worker, right? But there's a lot of people experiencing different things in this matrix, different lessons, different things that their soul may need to evolve and to awaken. We like to look at the collective and think that's going to happen to me. There's a lot of fear, right? I went to the grocery store and I could tell you from like start to finish how these things have affected me in my reality, right? And I like to think that I worked really hard in my life to like move somewhere good, right? I'm living in like fairy realms, but it's affecting me as well. When I see lines to get in the grocery store, people with the masks on, they have a fear that's kind of going through the matrix during this time. People are even hiding inside because they're being told that will keep them safe. They're walking around with masks. We can't hide from these energies. They're coming to shake up every corner of this planet, and they are divine energies. Like I said, nothing is random. I think we're really focused on sickness right now. And when we focus on sickness, we might take that into our energy field, right? So sometimes we have to be careful with what we're allowing into our reality. If I turned on the news right now, I mean, I don't have it. But if I turned on the news right now, I guarantee you they're going to tell you you're probably going to get sick and you're going to die. These are third dimensional concepts, right? Lack, sickness, right? Division, separation. So, you know, we can elevate past all of that. I think we're on the brink of shifting to this new collective where no one will be sick ever again. They've had a cure to every disease they've ever made or had, right? They always have, right? But there's money in you guys being sick, right? The hospitals are making tons of money. The vaccines are all excited about. The companies are excited about this, right? And I think it's time that we look around the collective, and maybe while everyone's locked in, this is a time of a great change, right? Where people have been running around and doing their job and working, 40 to 60 hours a week for what? Basics? And maybe we can kind of look around and think that this is going to be how a new collective is born. And that maybe these are positive changes and these energies are not bad for us and they're not a virus, right? And maybe these are positive things for us and we should be open to receive them and we can be using them to cleanse us. But I believe there is a purification process happening on this planet, but a lot of people are not aware of this, right? They're still kind of seeing things the same point of view. I don't believe that a lot of people are going to go back to life as they know it, and a lot of people are waiting to right now, right? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think things are going to return. I think there's been, we'll say, a lot of areas affected, and we don't realize how interconnected we all are, and how interconnected we are to these things that are unfolding across the collective. We know we're not meant to. It's really important, like I said, that we're really focused on our own individual path. Sometimes we can get really focused on what's going on with the collective and we lose sight of what's going on in our own individual lives. You're being given a space to heal. The reason why everyone needs to be at home, because these are intense energies and people might need the space to rest. This is the biggest activation and upgrade that we have gone through of the year, this equinox, and we're getting ready for several more. I have some things I'm going to talk about really quick. Wrapping this month up is going to be a little bit intense energetically. I saw that today is meant to be a K4 index, right? But I had different readings. I'm not really sure where it's at. I didn't get a chance to look, but I can tell you that, let's see, Sunday and Monday are galactic activation days according to the Mayan calendar. So we can see that we have a huge period of a lot of activations ahead of us. We also have a lot of the world just beginning to awaken from these events and these experiences that they're going through, right? This is to shake a lot of people awake as well, right? So we kind of have waves of people awakening. We have a lot of activations ahead of us. We have a lot of powerful energies that are going to shake up the entire planet. We're part of a larger divine plan, right? A lot of people, like I said, are giving a lot of power to, this must be a new world order agenda. This must be something negative, right? What about the light? How about these are divine energies that are so powerful, right? Literally, we want to talk about God, consciousness, this energy, and how powerful it is, and how it's really like, you know, leading us on our entire, not only individual path, but the entire collective. We came here to be part of something amazing this life. And a lot of people are in a, like I said, fear kind of mentality, not realizing that it's a big purge, right? Sometimes you have to have these kind of things come up to purge us out, literally. And so, you know, for the people that are going through a lot of fear or uncertainty, really work on your root chakra. Know that this is literally to purge you out, to assist you with your evolution. It's cleansing you. You're going through a lot of upgrades as well. I think it's interesting that this is affecting the heart chakra of the planet. We can tell with the energetic field. The heart chakra mostly, right? We're going through a huge heart chakra expansion. Those that have a closed heart chakra are probably going to have an impossible time making this ascension and navigating it. So we need to take care with our heart as well. We need to be open to and living in love, literally. And that starts with ourself, right? More self-love, more self-care during this time. There's nothing more important than your spiritual, we'll say, ascension and evolution as well. And people are going to really realize that they've been kind of setting aside and not taking good care of their energy. And that's going to become apparent right now as people are trying to go through these, like I said, high frequency bursts of energy. There's just waves of, we can call it, right, gamma rays, fifth dimensional frequencies, crystalline energies, right, photons, encoded light particles. I could go on and on, right, kind of getting blasted to us right now. This would be a really good time to be connecting with nature, but I would listen to their stay inside advice. I feel that this matrix is going through an upgrade of sorts right now while we're all in our quarantine. The matrix, the actual physical structure of this holographic reality, is going through sort of a reboot. And it kind of brings me back to, you know, my training with eclipses. They say that the eclipse is kind of like a reset. We should stay inside when that is occurring because the energy isn't so good for us, right? And so I think that there is a reset occurring, especially with a virus, we'll say a virus, going through the matrix. There's kind of a need to kind of do a reset, and we're talking about a lot of big things like financial resets, universal incomes, things like that right now, but there is definitely some type of reset occurring. So I would listen to that advisory. I think they're gonna pull out of it and let people know very shortly, but I would probably listen to that the next 2 weeks. I think there's other reasons they're worried about people being outside. These are radioactive energies as well, right? So what happens when we're breathing them in? Things like that. So it's really good to connect with the earth. We should be right now, but I would probably, like I said, stay inside like the next week, see where things are at with it. That's how I'm feeling when I was out breathing the air outside. I think there's more to things than we're being told, as you know. All right, I'm going to do a couple cards. Majestic Creations. Hey, we're going to do dream cards really quick. It's a really good time to be astral traveling, and you guys are. So a lot of you guys are getting more rest, so you're probably astral traveling more, right? Sometimes if we're well rested, it works better. You guys are traveling, though. You're going to places. You're releasing a lot. You're healing a lot. For sure, have the intention to heal right now. That's why things aren't working out for a lot of people, because, you know, when we look at the scope of what's happening on the planet, suddenly our problems become a lot less, we'll say, right? When we look at what's occurring with the collective and the issues that we have ahead of us, suddenly these little individual problems, like people worried about they're getting a job or things going on in their life, don't seem like such a big problem anymore when we're kind of looking at the big picture right now. So we have a lot kind of going on. Stay focused with staying positive through this transition, though. We know that a lot of people are falling into fear, and fear is a vibration, right? Low vibration. So people are falling into fear, and, you know, I look at it like a big distraction, because it's during these big energy shifts that we're seeing all this, of course, right? There's always some garbage happening to try to pull us down to these lower timelines. So at least try to stay positive too when we're going through those transitions. That can literally, if you could just stay positive literally every day, you could put yourself years ahead in a couple months. So stay positive too. Stay focused on what you want to see. I'm seeing all this negative stuff on social media, like, oh, the internet's going to go down and this is going to happen. I don't want any of that in my reality, right? I'm also a creator and I'm assisting with the collective, right? So when you're being told what's going to happen, what's coming, make sure it resonates with you. Why don't you start telling yourself what's coming, what's going to happen in a positive way, and it will, right? And it will. So there is a danger when we see all this stuff blasted all over the media and the news and sickness and, you know, all of this kind of stuff. We're living in a manifest reality, right? Wow, look, when everyone was focused on what they're telling you to focus on, it sure did manifest really fast. And we can do that for the positive as well. So a lot of you guys are, you know, being called to assist in a positive way. All right, Majestic Creations. The unknown is your friend. Learn how to embrace what's next. And like I said, I think that, you know, this is going to really start to speed up this ascension. And we're going to go through some rapid changes very fast. I know I'm not really great with change, right? Change makes us uncomfortable. We want to be comfortable as humans, right? And that makes our ego very uncomfortable, that we don't know what's coming. But I can tell you, I don't know what's going to put us there. Like I always say, I don't know what's going to take us from point A to point B, but I can tell you where we're headed. And it isn't all doom and gloom like everyone's believing right now. It's actually somewhere amazing for all of humanity. So like I said, you know, the unknown makes us uncomfortable. Just kind of trust this process. Express your true feelings. We need to connect on deeper levels as well. Work on your communication, throat chakra. That's hard for us. We just spend, especially the feminine too. I won't go there because I think we have our own kind of lessons, you know, on a soul level that we're processing between the feminine and the masculine. But for the feminine, we need to learn how to speak again. We got really comfortable kind of hiding and being quiet from past life kind of issues, things like that. Really find your voice right now. It's going to be really powerful. All right, Samantha Jones, giving YouTube a try again. It makes me uncomfortable, right? Trying new things. I'm on YouTube again. I'll give it a try. I've been enjoying my quarantine. It doesn't look much different than a normal day here until I try to go to the grocery store or something like that, right? So it's kind of like another normal day here. If you guys want some quarantine tips, I've already been living quarantined, and quarantine is such a galactic word. That's why I have so much, like, this is just, instead of a lot of people are like, oh my God, we're going to die, we should be optimistic about this. I see a lot of galactic things that are transpiring on this planet. So quarantine is a galactic word. I say I've been in several quarantines, right? And most notably, I was in one waiting to be moved, right? So we can look at a quarantine like, I'm sorry, your old world has ended, your path is done, and you're waiting to be moved. You're a little too early. You're not ready for your next destination. So use this space to get ready. Use this space to rest, literally. All right, Samantha, time for a quantum leap. Prepare for a makeover. And we're getting ready, like I said, for some massive upgrades the next couple of days. Today, let me see. Today we have a lot of energy pouring in. Some of you guys could probably feel that last night. If you're in America, maybe you're feeling those energies now. The Earth is really electrifying right now. I find some inaccuracies going on with the space weather too, because I pulled that from a different kind of Aurora app, right? That's really accurate. And I see some discrepancies going on with the space weather. That could be expected. They probably shut down, right? They're probably closed for the quarantine. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of energy kind of pouring in right now. This is spring. It's meant to be a new astrological new year, right? A new cycle. And we're meant to be creative right now. Even though we're quarantined, you guys should probably start some art projects, reading some good books, getting creative. I swear, some of you guys could start online businesses. Some of you guys might want to get online, go find some spiritual groups, right? Maybe you guys want to start some online meditations. I was kind of pointing out that I feel that most of the yoga teachers and a lot of people that had like Reiki studios probably got them closed down in a lot of places on the planet. And if, you know, these people are going through that, then you guys should be trying to maybe do some like online yoga classes, getting creative, right? Things like that. You guys can even reach more people. So for sure, get creative. All right, you are getting in the driver's seat of your life. We can no longer blame external forces. I know this is quite a transition we're going through, but time to take control of your life, like I said, right? And even at home, we're still affecting things. We're still affecting the collective. So it's really important that we're focused on things we want to transpire. I've heard like all the negative rumors of, you know, doom and gloom is coming and all of this stuff, but that isn't what I want for myself or humanity. So I am going to resist all of that. Right? Simply by staying positive, by daydreaming about the new earth I want to see, which is a completely healed planet, a healed collective. All right, Kathleen Thurmer. Ooh, I love it. All right, build in breaks. All right, saunter slowly. Time to take a rest. I'm on vacations. I look at it like I just got a vacation from Facebook, and that's okay. They don't want my opinion on all of this. That's okay. I'm on vacation too. I said, well, if the rest of the world is quarantined, why shouldn't I be on vacation as well? Enjoy your vacation. Rest more if you need it. Just move slow. This is about literally putting the work in, and this isn't going to be done overnight, but we're seeing just the people that are awake and are doing this work are affecting the entire collective and us to collapse the third dimension right now. So keep going with this. You know, take as many breaks as you need. If, like I just took a couple days off. If you need a break, take it. Rest. Make sure you're taking care of your body, your energy. All right, time to heal yourself. Kathleen will tell you she's had pneumonia for a year as well, right? Looks real similar to some of the things the collective is experiencing right now, right? So we've kind of been through that a year ago. Maybe the collective is kind of going through some of these things as well. That's how intense these energies are, though, that they can really, really bring up a lot within the body. We're seeing that, you know, ascension is a physical process as well. And that, you know, as all of this stuff is coming out of our soul and filtering through our body, it can really impact us. That's because we're going through such an expansion, especially with the heart chakra, especially during this time right now. Huge expansions. All right. Polly McLurry. Celebrate the sacred gap. Give thanks for buffer time. Yeah, we should be celebrating that we get a break, right? If you guys are out of work, celebrate. Take a minute, rest, right? For sure. We're going to see a lot of, we'll say, a redistribution of finances. You remember that money is paper. It's literally monopoly money that can be printed out, right? It could solve all of the global problems in 1 minute. Remember that about money. So we're going to see we'll say, redistribution of assets. So a lot of people are really concerned about this space. Good things are going to come out of this. They'll probably have to, you know, ethically put the planet on some type of universal payment system. If the government will not evolve and get with this ascension to help people and become service of others, they will be phased out. So we're seeing that we're going through a lot of transition, and there is a lot of pressure behind these energies for people to be, we'll say, shifting to serving the collective. All right, school. That's what we're doing now. Examine your beliefs about being tested, and we're always being tested. A lot of the things we're seeing aren't real. This is a holographic video game, right? A holographic video game. It's not real, and everyone's like, oh my God, right? And things like that. How does your life look right now? I know we're kind of at home, right? But that's where we should be doing this ascension. We should be cooking at home. We should be making better food. We should be getting rid of the things that are non-essential for the sake of everyone so we can all live in a better planet. And we see a lot of that stuff kind of happening. For sure, continue your learning, right? You guys have more space to be, you know, learning about the spiritual. You guys have a lot of great resources like Facebook, YouTube. You can go online and read things, get some spiritual books. See this as a space to spend more time working on yourself. All right, Regina Morella, good morning. Afterglow, time to land gracefully. All right. Face and embrace all parts of yourself. Literally. All right. If you guys had awful things that you try to forget about, traumas, negative experiences, we tend to literally lose pieces of ourselves, aspects of ourselves. We've all kind of, we'll say, played different roles here. Do you notice you've changed a lot since last year? Imagine how much you changed if you met yourself 15 years ago, right? So we have these different versions of ourselves, literally. Well, this is part of the multiverse theory that we actually have different versions of ourselves playing out in parallel realities and things like that. We tend to disassociate, like, oh, I didn't like that experience, and we kind of lose that aspect. It's time to fully embrace every one of our experiences as a part of something that shaped us, literally. Time to fully accept these things. If you guys have old wounds, things you don't want to talk about, things you would never want to bring up, those are the things that you need to heal and release now during this time. And the thing is, I always say we're so comfortable with shoving these things inside and hoping they go away. They become part of our frequency. They become part of our energetic imprint. But they won't pass through these ascension portholes. They're going to need to be released. If we can make our life a lot easier by digging in deep and doing this healing work, as opposed to attempting to go through some of these gateways and having a really hard time energetically. So this is a really powerful space for doing more healing. We have a lot surfacing from past lives this month too, right? A lot of stuff's coming up from past lives as well. Things that we need to heal, things that we need to release. Some of these stresses that you guys are feeling this life come from past lives, and it's part of this programming that we need to break. We have a heart chakra theme today for you too. Angie Banda. Knights of the Round Table, let their love lift you higher. All right, falling. Drop deep into your soul. And that's what this is as well. We're getting a look at the human soul, seeing the collective as well, right? Humanity is complex. I mean, you guys know that when you go to sleep, it's complicated, right? Sometimes you could have the craziest dreams. That's the world within. That's our subconscious that's projecting our whole reality as well, right? More self-love, literally. That's how we glow. A lot of times we have, we'll say, childhood traumas. Maybe we weren't loved right by our parents, and we're looking for love in another, right? And then when we're not feeling they're loving us, right, it still isn't fulfilling us, and we tend to have further issues, things like that. Really work on self-love. It's how you're going to, really transform your life, literally. We're always just kind of, on our own frequency, projecting it out, for sure. More self-love will lift you up so much higher. The universe sees us as perfect. You should see sometimes how I see people, right? And people think, oh, I must not see anything, right? The universe sees us as perfect in such a way. Yeah, even like the crazy, everything that shaped you, you are a work of art, all of it. Literally perfect, as is. So, we have to really work on these things as well. I'm not saying that we don't have things to work on. All right. Anna Marie, I know, right? The lives. I am here. You guys know if you need me. I'm here. I will be working off my site till further notice for the next 2 weeks. I am here though, so it's giving me a chance to connect with a lot of people for sure. So if you guys do need me, you guys always know where to find me. Anna Marie, divine discernment. Step back to find clarity. Yeah, we need a break. This isn't working. You guys ever have where you want to do something in your life and it just isn't working? We call that being blocked, right? Sometimes you want something badly and the universe doesn't want it for us. So literally we need to take a step back. These people need to take a break for a minute. It's not getting us anywhere, right? Working like this, it's not getting us anywhere if we look around. Things seem to be deteriorating, actually. All right, be mindful of what you're eating. I have to say it, and I'm going to say it now. I think that we're going to see a connection between food and some of these viruses, right? Someone said it yesterday, stop eating blood if you want to ascend. That's the reality of eating the animals during this time. I know that's a third dimensional concept and everyone has done it, but we need to live karma free. And that's one way we're taking karma, not our own, into our bodies. It's one way that we're lowering our frequency too. So I think that we're going to see a big problem with eating some lower vibrational type of foods. We're already seeing that. We can see a connection between people dying of heart disease, diabetes, all sorts of illnesses. I believe these are karma related. And we can see that people that have these diseases and they go vegan, they literally heal these things. So we can see that if we get rid of the karma, that we can live much healthier, lives as well. Be careful with the foods that you're eating, right? We ate GMO food and garbage our whole existence living in the third dimension, and these are the foods that we are eating, but they won't resonate with the fifth dimensional body. We need to become much lighter. A lot of you guys are going to do that on your own, though. Hopefully you're feeling, compassion for all life, right? We have to look at kind of how we're living and the effects that we're having, not just in, we'll say, these lower dimensions, but all of them. We're having the third dimension cave in, and it's affecting all dimensional life on this planet right now. So we need to learn how to live a little more consciously. I'm noticing at the grocery stores, people are saying they're out of food, right? The vegetable section looks full here, right? There's no food, right? The vegetable sections look full here. All the vegan food looks pretty stocked here because people aren't buying it. So we're seeing a lot of people are sick, though, right? And we're noticing an interconnection because everything's interconnected, especially what we're feeding ourselves with. For sure, eat more plants, for sure. Find veggies that you like, literally. It's going to be what we need for the fifth dimension, and I believe a lot of these foods are even going to be phased out. There's another virus in China. We can see that both trace back to a meat market. Just putting it at things I've already known for years as I'm preparing for my own ascension with staying healthy. I'm someone who's very psychic. I did move out of America, I will remind people. I'm someone that's very psychic and tuned in, especially to my own path and my own lessons and things like that. So I know that I'll be okay and not much is really changing, but a lot of people are going to have to make a lot of lifestyle changes. So for sure, make sure you guys are into more herbs, vitamins. I was talking about the importance of some of the vitamins that I'm into. I think that we're getting blasted with high, we'll say, exposure to radiation. No, this is not 5G. That's bad for us, and that's another topic. I'll get into it next video tomorrow. Probably. It's another topic. It's not good for us, but this is the effects of a lot of these energies. So for sure, more herbs, more vitamins. I see a lot of people are taking things like colloidal silver and iodine. I wouldn't recommend those things. I believe that we need to be exposed to these energies, and it will mutate our DNA, right? So there's people whose DNA is mutating, and you're going to turn into a superhero, or your DNA will break down and kill you trying to do this ascension path. I believe that if we try to protect ourselves from these energies in such a way, then we're not going to get the radiation exposure that we need to mutate our DNA in a sense. So I recommend things like zinc and vitamin C. You guys can get that in orange juice. So that kind of fits the more fruits, more vegetables will help protect you as we're going through these energies. I'd love to talk about this space radiation more because it's a lot of what they face trying to go into space and things like that. And I believe our planet's getting blasted right, with these kind of galactic energies that's kind of affecting things. So take care with what you are eating. Take more vitamins. All right. Let's see. Scott Holiday. Where you are is where it's at. Stay still until you're divinely moved. No one's going anywhere. You guys noticing that? You're quarantined. No, I'm just kidding. But that's so true, right? Chill where you are. You're right where you should be. I swear. Everything is going to be taken care of on larger levels as well. Kind of trust the process. All right, you are a celebrity. Shine like the star that you are. What if I told you that you guys have all been very important people in past lives, even very spiritual people you might have even heard of this life, right? But what's more important is who you are right now, right? Who you chose to be this life, right? Go in deep, go within, tune into who you are. Really meditate on your past lives if you haven't already. Go there. It's such a rabbit hole, right? Such a rabbit hole that we can go down. And people are like, well, I don't know how to do that. Just meditate. If you have questions, ask the universe, right? That was one thing that was so powerful to me in my path that I knew that I needed to, not someone telling me stories about myself. I needed to see, because I'm that type of person. I needed to see and understand these things, for myself. And I realized that we can be asking questions and we will get the answers that we're asking for. So really meditate deeply on who you are. For sure, it'll bring a lot back to you. Alex Johnson, the reward, right? It's coming. Time to celebrate. The people that have been doing this inner work and learning this stuff are going to have a much easier time. We're learning that we live in an instant We manifest reality, and we instant manifest now anything that we're thinking about. Yes, sickness will probably manifest that, right? If you focus on anything, we're going to manifest it. So it's going to take some relearning and reprogramming once we wake up to navigate these energies. I'm telling you this stuff, but then we have to put it into practice. We have to stay positive, right? We have to set goals. We need to like think about where we want to go with our lives, right? Things like that. All right, time to upgrade your mental software. A lot of you guys are feeling that's already happening, right? So maybe you're having a lot of thoughts surface, or just a lot of like, things surfacing, stuff like that. We're going through a huge upgrade right now this time of year. It can make some people feel like they're going crazy, right? Even, and things like that, right? With the mental. Really work on balancing your third eye, right? Sometimes we're too in our head chakra. We're thinking a little too much. And we need to realize our brain is meant to be like a computer where we're giving it orders. So if we're overthinking and thinking about things we don't want, that can be detrimental to us, as we've seen in the past. Because people are like, well, I don't know if this stuff works. Well, you do, because when you were asleep, you were instant manifesting too, right? It was just a little slower in the return. But we were manifesting still. And we saw a lot of things that we didn't want to experience, that we didn't want to see. That those were the lessons that have led us here, so that we can kind of fully grasp the power behind our thoughts and our mind, and how they're not just affecting our life, they're affecting all of reality, all of the collective reality. So stay positive with your thoughts. You're a manifester. That is an ability. Try to stay grounded. Unfortunately, we're not outside as we should be, right? But try to stay grounded anyways. All right, Susan Calclo. Say yes to your higher calling. Be a human exclamation mark. And we do have a higher path. That's why we've sometimes starseeds go through kind of a different journey. And we see everyone else appearing to have like a normal life, right? And normal lessons, and we're getting shaken up and torn apart, right? And things like that. So we are on a higher path as light workers. Literally, this was all about our frequency, opening us as channels, right? Getting our energy to where we needed to be. All right, guide. Follow in the footprints of greatness. I always say that anyone who tunes into my videos will have a much bigger mission than me. Sometimes people have a disconnect. It depends on where you guys are at, right? Some of you guys already know that and are on your missions. Some of you guys are just feeling like you're going to want to help in all of this, right? But we're headed somewhere amazing and somewhere great. And this is a training school. Training for what? Well, from my journey, I'm looking at it like a light worker training facility. Angelic school for angelics, right? Things like that. So this is meant to be a school, literally. Right. Polly McCleary. You hold the key to your awakened life. Set yourself free. We can liberate ourselves. How do we do that, right? How do we do that? Because, this is a serious place where we came here as starseeds to teach this planet how to liberate. That's a big word, because we're talking about a big liberation for humanity. A lot of these souls have been stuck here in these cycles, including me for a while, right? Including some of you for a while too. But a lot of these souls have been stuck here, right? Reincarnating back every time, right? Instead of evolving to where they should go. And so that's why we're really here to teach people how to liberate. We need to get rid of everything weighing us down, right? Everything weighing us down, literally. Anything toxic, we can make it easier by getting rid of people that, make us not feel so great. We should be paying attention to our body, not trying to hide anything we're feeling and masking feelings as a sickness that needs a pill, right? Things like that. We need to be listening to our body as a receiver too. Just really start to let go of the things weighing you down. This is a great time for spring cleaning. I'm doing that anyway, right? I just did a nice cleaning. I just did some actual cleaning and cleansing with sage, right? This is a good time to be doing some cleaning too, right? How would you guys be living life differently right now if you knew that we would be locked inside, quarantined for a year? And that this could be a very real thing for all of us, and we might not go back to the life as we know it that we're expecting to go back to right now, right? And that, things that we've grown accustomed to, like clothing, right? Clothing, I could go on and on, right? Well, the things that we've been into are not going to be accessible to us anymore, and that the world is shifting and changing. And, that makes us feel a little bit uncomfortable, like I said, about where we're kind of headed to. We don't really know right now, though. That's the fun in all this, right? We don't really know. The universe loves that, if you didn't notice about your life, right? It wants to surprise you, not in a negative way, right? Look at your life like a movie or a book. You're literally playing a character that the universe has dreamed up, literally. You can make your story more interesting, more fun by suddenly becoming consciously aware and contributing to this, we'll say, writing process. Right? You can be actually, getting really involved with what it is that you want to manifest, what you want to create. We're letting the news tell us what kind of reality we're all going to live in suddenly, right? Suddenly we're letting the news tell us, how reality is going to kind of be right now. I think it's important that we're deciding how we want the world to look. And I hope for God, for the sake of God, that people don't want that apocalypse, everyone's sick, dying, in lack, struggling kind of reality. I would hope that we would choose a new collective where everyone's healthy, healed, living in abundance. So I think it's really important that we're contributing to the process. Time to communicate. Open your throat chakra, right? Keep working on your throat chakra. And people are like, no, I'm great at that. The throat chakra has to do with the fifth dimension. They've programmed us to be silent, right? When I speak, I get banned, blocked, censored. I'm not allowed to. Even though I like to think we all should be able to voice our opinion, but we're living in a world where that's getting harder and harder, right? We've even learned through past lives that we've been killed for speaking our opinion on, we'll say, certain things, right? So a lot of people have a hard time with connecting, right, and communicating with their throat chakra right now. We're seeing that a lot of the chakras that are being affected right now, heart chakra, throat chakra, fourth and fifth dimension. For sure. We have to unlock those gateways furtherly. Find your voice, right? Sing, talk, right? Get on video. People are like, I can't do that. If I could, anyone could, right? If I could, anyone could. Get on video. Share your voice. Literally. It is so needed right now. Swear. Because you have your own universe. I have my own too, right? But you have your own universe. And there are people that, will need this in yours. All right, Joanna Perez, attuned to the call. Tune in and tune on. You guys are being called, right, to step up and assist. You guys are going to find that more and more apparent as well. Literally, time to take a bite out of life. You can work on your throat chakra too. You're finding your voice, but that's how we're going to find our power manifesting. So you're a creator too. You're a manifester. Take care. The things that you're speaking are turning into your reality, but other people's too, right? And so I know there's a lot of people that are in fear right now because they don't know any better. They're just feeding into, a lot of the stuff happening, right? And like in a very real state of fear. Like I went out, like I said last night in the Matrix, and you could feel the energy where people were panicked and in fear and with the masks on, right? And all of this stuff. And so I understand people don't really know what's going on. But this is a vibration that we choose, literally, right? And so it's really important that, like I said, that we're communicating, realize the things that you're talking about are creating a new universe. Not everyone's at that level. Once we wake up, we kind of tune into, we'll say, helping with the collective, whether we're aware of it or not. So take care with your words, literally. There isn't one thing like that I haven't tried to manifest that I didn't manifest, literally. Like whether it was like the weirdest stuff. And sometimes I have to do this mission because I do have a big mission that I'm on. And there isn't one thing that I didn't get on video and talk about that hasn't happened, literally, right? So there is the debate. We can look at people who have really big followings and they do videos or radio shows and they're talking about things. Are they predicting the future or are they creating it? We have the ability to also create the future through our words. So for sure, right? Make sure you're being uplifting with yours. And that goes for internal dialogue too. We talk to ourselves more than anyone, right? Oh yeah, we're having conversations with ourselves. Make sure that you're really being kind to yourself, uplifting. EJ Exena. We're planting seeds right now with our attentions, I swear. And we're literally planting this new earth, right? Literally. And we think like, but I put out a vibration that I need something or want something. Why isn't it instant coming to me? We're planting these seeds, literally, right? It's like planting a garden. We have to take care of them. We have to nurture them. See the love in disguise. Even your hardest lessons, they're between you and the creator always, right? The creator is in every experience that we have. I was explaining that this energy that we like to refer to as source, God, consciousness, it goes where the love is. Literally, it moves around, waves of energy, right? You ever see those like toric fields? It reacts with us in and out of our energy fields, our auras, all around. It literally radiates to where there is any love. Literally, that's where you can find it in those moments. Like I said, this can teach us lessons in gratitude right now. Do you guys have a place to be quarantined in? Do you have food? Do you have water where you are? Do you have toilet paper? We'll put that on the list. Then you should be very grateful right now, because there are a lot of people that are, going through this transition and they aren't that lucky, right? Especially in America, people love to complain about their lives, right? And things like that. Not understanding, right, that we're all experiencing this collective kind of from a different perspective. Be very grateful if you're somewhere good right now. I've been living quarantine. I love it. I'm reading the comments. Oh, I know. I'll be back on Facebook in 2 weeks. I'm taking it like a vacation. You guys can always, support my channel, come into my site, whether it's a reading or a healing. It really helps. So I'm feeling what everyone else is feeling, where I just got unemployed for 2 weeks. Thanks to talking about coronavirus. So I know a lot of people are kind of stressed out, like they just lost their job and they're at home. I'm feeling the same kind of pressure around here. Don't worry, this is all temporary. Jamie Vargas. Never a crowd in the leading edge. Honor those who honor you, for sure. All right. Reveal your secret power. Ooh, let's talk superpowers. And like I said, let's talk about how this energy is going to mutate us into superhumans, right, with superpower potential. I have some amazing abilities that we could talk about that I'm kind of coming into, we'll say learning how to use too. I believe that these are abilities that we would have had, not just this life, every life. You can see that like sometimes people that are, we'll say, very gifted with things like music, like we could have like really talented musicians. This isn't a gift that they just came here and grasped. It's something that they've been working with many, many lifetimes. We all have natural abilities. How would we be living life differently if we didn't have any money? Right? How would if we had everything that we needed and things like that? We'd probably be living life differently. We're meant to be creators, though. We're meant to be creating. And the funny thing is, I always think of this place like the astral. But I've had dreams where it's like, oh, I need to buy something. I need some money, right? Swear, like in the dream dimension, like, I need some money. I have to go buy this. I guess it's time to go to work. And it can be very much like this place. But we are dreaming. That's why I brought these cards today. We are dreaming. I swear. And weird things are happening, right? You can look at this like we're in a weird space. We're in a bridge right now. And like I said, many souls will use this bridge to leave. Once we'll say, get to a certain space where our body isn't great, sometimes souls leave too. We don't realize how important the physical vessel is as a, we'll say, container for ourselves, right? And so it's really important that we're taking care of this body. But you guys are going to be feeling your guides, angels, we'll say ancestors, any ascended masters, aliens, any light beings, any beings from the other realm that you work with, you're going to be feeling that a whole lot more. You're being guided. You should feel the power behind you just through, we'll say, your ancestors and your family line, with the support that you have in the spiritual. You guys have amazing guides that you wouldn't even remember in this experience, that love you deeply and care for you and are there literally assisting you with this journey. We didn't come here alone. That is something that we're kind of struggling with, because it's a third dimensional idea that we're separate and alone. We have so much help. We literally have entire galaxies just watching us to see what we're going to do. We came here to prevent a, we'll say, bad future, a negative future too. There's a reason we came to this place as well, that we're here right now, so that we could assist with all this and bringing up the frequencies so that we could shift to a different probability, we'll say. Your future self is a Pleiadian. We all have, we'll say, star beings assisting us to make sure that we make and complete this journey, right, to evolve into these future state kind of beings as well. So, as starseeds, we have so much assistance around us. A lot of people are either at different levels with it, maybe perceiving these things or maybe not. But as the frequencies are going up, we're going to see like more and more of this with our physical eyes, as well as feel, right, know, kind of tune into this stuff more and more as well. You all have super abilities. Literally, we're going to tune into some amazing abilities. Some of you guys could probably do things like telekinesis, levitation, literally, right? Amazing things with healing, right? For me, I can affect frequencies. I can, you can see that with these videos that I can usually we'll say, I don't know how to put it right. I can usually change the frequency. If I go into a room or deal with a person, I can usually put you guys on my vibration, hopefully. And you might feel really good while you're watching this because it's adjusting your frequency. We'll say, I can remote access things. I can remote view the collective, individual people. I have amazing kind of things where I can go in the Akashic records and things with energy. I'm really very much mostly a healer. But people have different abilities, different gifts. And as our DNA is continuing to activate with these energies, I think it's amazing where we're headed. We can kind of tell where we're headed from past lives as well, where, you know, we had these amazing abilities and people had amazing abilities in places like Atlantis and Lemuria. And this is what we're coming back to. So we're just getting our abilities back. I know a lot about, you know, where we're at from the Akashic, like I say. And I always say it's kind of like we're getting taught how to play nicer. We need to be kind. We need to be compassionate. We need to be service of others this time around. All right, Regina Morella. All right, from fear to fuel. Stand still and own your power. I'm done with the fear, right? That's the real virus, I swear. I swear, things aren't really what they seem. I don't want to go into the collective, but just let go of the fear right now. I swear, if you guys are feeling fear, anxiety, those can be things surfacing as the frequencies are going up. Like I said, I had a lot of anxiety at a low frequency, and I bet a lot of people are feeling uncomfortable in these really high frequencies because it's a lot on the body. So let go of fear. If you're feeling it, try to connect with the earth more. All right. Regina, angel, tap into your higher wisdom. We have angels all around us, and we need to be asking to work with these energies more. I'm huge on prayer. One of the favorite things I like to do is just pray, and as they say, leave it in the hands of the gods, right? Prayer is powerful too. It's a powerful way that we can connect with the other realm. You guys, it's a form of telepathy as well, right? It's literally a form of telepathy. Make sure that you're asking your angels for more help, literally. Swear. All right, Ash. Good morning. Time to question your own beliefs. Yeah, we're going to change how we see things, how we believe things. Someone asked a question about 5G on my group wall. I hope, you know, you don't get offended, whoever hears this, right? And they said their ears were ringing and that they were really worried about 5G. And I said, well, that's kind of a separate issue than what's going on. This is something different. These are crazy energies, right? And I will go there and I will say that there's a concern for a lot of people about 5G, but I don't think you guys realize that these energies are going to take down all technology as we know it. So there is a lot of people behind the scenes that are aware of that it will take down the internet. And that if they don't upgrade all of their systems, we'll lose the internet due to these ascension energies. So, you know, these are things that are not good for us, but we need to really kind of talk about, I guess, you know, certain things. And so people are thinking that this must be from right, this negative technology. And while these things aren't good for us, this is really the divine energies doing all of this as well. So we kind of have a lot kind of kicking off at one place. If you guys are not feeling good right now with these shifts, that's normal. I swear. Yeah, normal. To have flu-like symptoms, right? Even upper respiratory issues, ear ringing, dizziness, not feeling good, just being hungry, tired, needing time. That's all normal as we're kind of going through these energy shifts as well. All right, Ash, face and embrace who you are in the mirror. Literally, more love to yourself. You are a warrior. And people say, well, I don't know about that. I don't know if Ascension could be that hardcore that it could, you know, do this kind of stuff. Well, your life was pretty hardcore. How would you rate your entire experience in your stay on Earth school? Right? Pretty hardcore. It is a school for advanced souls, right? It is not for the weak or the faint of heart. Literally, your entire probably star group stayed behind to watch and assist, and they think you're so brave and volunteering to come here during this time. So this is kind of like a boot camp, hardcore kind of place as well. It's not for the faint of heart. You are powerful. I know they made us feel like we're nobody this life, right? They taught us you're nobody and you're nothing and things like that with the programming, but you are so powerful, literally. All right, Fawn 311, the return. Time to own your mastery. Literally, swear, just keep working on your energy. We should be celebrating. We should be celebrating that these videos. And I've been working really hard for several years doing with any bit of free time. Like right now, it's my day off. I'm doing videos with my time. And I know so many people have been working behind the scenes to assist this planet and assist the collective, right? And people are getting very scared as they're seeing this crumbling. Remember, it always collapses into something better. Don't get hung up on what's going on right now. For sure, this is going to lead somewhere good. All right, Alex Johnson. I love it. I swear. No, for sure. Okay, the magic zone. This is the magic zone. Welcome to my videos. This is the magic zone. Literally, we can make our own magic. I think that, I think I might have kind of gone farther with this stuff because I am never one to stay in the box. Like even with Reiki, like they have the Reiki box, I call it, or the box. And I'm just, I just kind of go on my own path. So for sure, this is a space of magic, a space of creation, right? And this can be scary for a lot of people. They're like, oh my God, the world's falling in. It's turning into something new, something better. Literally. So there's magic all around you in every single moment. Also, you're an alien. If you didn't know, some of you guys, I mean, we could do some fun things like talk about blood types and some of the things in your bloodlines and family lines. And guess what? Some of us would complain about our families if we were to be asked how your childhood was. Maybe it wasn't the greatest, right? And things like that. But we needed to come into these family lines for certain genetic things in their blood type. I believe only certain, we'll say certain bloodlines can even host galactic souls. I believe that starseeds can even only come into certain bloodlines. So for sure you have that in you. All right, except that you're a phenomenon. We're not meant to be like everyone else. I know we tried really hard to fit in in a lot of ways, right? Trying to fit in with the collective. Be yourself now. You're meant to stand out, I swear. And I see like, I believe there's so many, not just being a galactic soul, but actual alien genetics that have right, merged into humanity, and we're all kind of different, right? You can tell genetically, but that's amazing. It's part of your being unique. Galactics. That means you have more assistance too. So make sure you're asking for it. All right. Kim Fatizo. Make the grade with flying colors. Remember, you signed up for this. But guess what? We're getting ready to graduate Earth School. So some of you guys might have even had a spiritual awakening, which is an indication that you are done learning in Earth School, like spiritual awakening, and are getting ready for what they call like a graduation. But we're going to stay here to assist. That's the thing, right? Some souls ascend and actually leave, but we're going to be staying right here. All right, time to get creative, literally. I love it. Jamie Vargas. Wheel of a time. It's a time of change. Get ready for change. And we all know that, right? That doesn't have to be negative. Have you ever noticed that even negative experiences in your life were meant to bring you somewhere more positive? So, right, sometimes we don't move very easy. Humans, right? We don't want to move. We're hard to move. It can take something negative to move us forward on your path. So I look at this like a big catalyst for humanity. It's made a lot of people leave their jobs and go home, and they wouldn't have normally done that. So we have to kind of see that. We have to just kind of trust this. Time to set some new goals. All my vacation goals are out the window. I was supposed to do Stonehenge for the equinox, and we were supposed to be going to Glastonbury next week, and I had all these beautiful, maybe I could go to like all these, global places and do videos, and it's okay. Maybe we're not traveling like I said, but we can go ahead and meditate now. We can explore our inner worlds. Maybe you guys are reading more. Maybe you guys can nap, right? Astral travel, things like that. So this is to give us more space to go within. We've been really hung up on the outer. And, we're going to make that change internally. All right, Zaz, love it. Trip the light, fantastic. Dance with the universe, literally. And music, oh, I love it. I got some music on too, right? Sing the song of your soul and dance to your unique rhythm. You guys could be exploring some beautiful music too, right? Sometimes I have songs I like and I play them and it instantly kind of shifts my vibe. I always say binaural beats. There's some amazing meditation tracks on YouTube. We need to be aligning with these new frequencies of Gaia. You know, when I think of our planet, and you can tell by the auroras, there's usually a lot of green ones, right? That's pretty much like the aura or energy field, some of those auroras. We need to be on heart chakra frequencies now. So for me, 528 hertz binaural beats are really, really good for, you know, working on our heart chakra, aligning with those frequencies. More music. We need to still have a little bit of fun. I did see that I have to say it, sorry, you know me. All humans are radioactive. If you were to take 100,000 humans and lock them in one place for 20 days, it would probably blow up. We're all radioactive. We're not meant to be cooped up in our houses for an extended period of time. We're meant to be living in harmony with nature, right? We're like cells in a body, and we can look at Gaia as, you know, that body. And so it's really important that we're connecting with nature as well. That removes any negative energy for anyone that is in fear or worried about, you know, things like, we'll say 5G is coming up a lot and things like this. Get outside. That's the antidote, right? Aligning with the frequencies of the earth, because the earth is already on these fifth dimensional frequencies and we're struggling to kind of catch up. So it can really, really help us. All right, Patty Ann. In the castle of dreams, become altered by the color of your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. You guys are starting to see more and more because you're learning how to tune into the other realm, and that is another world. It's a very real world as well that we can kind of learn how to navigate. Arise and see the higher perspective. So suddenly your issues are not very important anymore when we look at what's happening with the collective and some of the bigger issues, right? So we're seeing why maybe we weren't like getting moved and we're right where we should be. Just kind of enjoy this space. I swear. All right, Kelly Moore. I listen to all kinds of things. I'm really into music. I am a Taurus, right? I'm a Taurus. I'm into food and music and things like that. Literally. So for sure, I'm into different types of music. I listen to lots of different stuff. All right, Kelly is going to take some time off. Enjoy your vacation, some me time, right? Enjoy your own company. A lot of you guys are parents, or you know, your parent have spent a lot of time parenting, and we learn to give to another, right? You're learning how to put your child's needs before your own a lot of the time, right? And so sometimes people have a harder time with, you know, focusing on themselves again after doing this parenting journey. Literally, really focus on yourself and healing yourself. All right. And honor how far you've come. Like I said, if we were to meet ourselves 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't even recognize yourself, right? Literally, we are evolving to, you know, that future higher self and doing that right here. So this is a powerful transformation that we're going through. Just for sure, kind of let go of everything going on. I believe that the earth is going to heal now. As these things are being shut down, it will give humanity a chance to reassess this situation. I'm not sure how long everyone will be where they're at, but you know, just kind of, I think a lot of people that are having a hard time with it need to shift to that simpler lifestyle anyway, right? A lot of spiritual people are already, like they say, living quarantined and things like that. And it's a lot of people really in that workflow that are going to have a harder time adapting to these things. I think it's really interesting that schools were shut down right off the bat. And, you know, I mean, I said the kids are already liberated. They're probably happy they don't have school, right? They should be happy they don't have school. The kids look already liberated and things like that. So we just kind of had to flow with this. If you guys have smaller children, you might want to start doing some homeschool things, right? Doing some homeschool activities, things a lot of light workers have already been doing, because a lot of people have already been out of that world and anchored into the fifth dimension. So for sure, maybe some fun playing school activities, right? I used to love playing school when I was a kid. Maybe play school. Think about giving your kids online activities to do. Things like that. Really focus on yourself now, though, in this space. Enjoy your vacation. I think the whole planet did need a holiday anyway, and that people have been working too much, and that we can kind of enjoy our vacation, kind of enjoy our holiday. So, like I said, it can make us uncomfortable as we're going through all of these changes. And a lot of people are talking about, oh, this must be negative, and the government has so much power. Don't underestimate the light. Right? Don't underestimate the light in all of this too, and these divine energies and where they're taking humanity. And I know it can be really, we'll say, crazy to be living in the middle of such a change, right? But it's a lot of our past coming back too, and this is how we liberate on the soul level. So really just work on raising your own vibrational frequency. That's all we can do. We can do that by ditching toxic foods, trying to eat healthier foods, getting rid of any critical self-talk, right? Having nicer thoughts about ourselves, staying in gratitude. And, we had a lot of negative programming. So sometimes this takes a little bit of work, right? Even if you're just getting outside, meditating, making nice routines, positive routines. I've been sun gazing because I'm enjoying my holiday, right? The sun's back. Go sun gaze, right? That will help heal our DNA, will help protect us, right? That's the antidote for any viruses, right? So really try to set up like maybe some healthy new habits, new routines, things that you can be doing for anyone quarantined. I'm always saying you guys can be doing online classes, finding spiritual groups, things like that. You guys know I already have my whole business online because I'm ready. and that you guys can always see my site if you're looking for some classes or things to do. All right, I'm going to go on here, but I'm going to be literally live on YouTube probably the next couple of weeks while I'm enjoying my Facebook holiday. So if you guys haven't, make sure you subscribe to here as well. And you guys can always find my site link kind of in the comment section. Have a high vibe day for sure.